This is Briggs McClain, and this is Against All Odds.
Washington County Private School Player of the Year at St. Mary Grady High School. Just recently averaged 14 points per game at the Division I level at Hartford University. Recently transferring over to Manhattan University. I got my guy, Briggs McClain, with me today. Briggs, thank you for getting on with us. Can you talk about, what it's been for you the past couple months, with your recruitment process going to Manhattan University, all the other schools you had to talk to? Can you talk a little bit about what that's been like?
Yeah, so it was definitely a stressful process with everything that's happened at University of Hartford, going from Division I to Division III. I feel like it was best for me just to get out of the University of Hartford and just go find a new school, a new scenery, new place for me where I can continue to elevate my game and grow as a person. But when I entered the portal, it was stressful. I probably heard from over 30 schools. Essentially it came down to the four: University of Delaware, Coastal Carolina, Manhattan College, and then Bowling Green. But I think the thing that stood out for me the most with Manhattan College was my old coach at Hartford is now the head coach of Manhattan College. He just got the job and brought 3 of his guys from the old staff at Hartford over to Manhattan. And then just being something new, like I'm from West
So the
Virginia.
coach that recruited you out of high school is the head coach at your new school now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that thing that stood out to me the most is just having that, I know a system, and people weren't through with this hire, so it was one of those things where, like, you believed in me out of high school, like, I'm gonna believe in you this time. Let's prove these people wrong. So
For sure.
and then just being in New York City with all the connections after basketball, someday the ball's gonna stop bouncing. So just being had those connections in New York City just ultimately stood out to me. So
Did a lot of your teammates from Hartford transfer to Manhattan as well?
no, actually not. So it's just me as of right now. I know there's a couple of guys that were at Hartford that are in Florida right now they're trying to get, but we'll see what happens with that.
Gotcha. So where did basketball start for you? How many years have you been playing? When did you start?
I say I started playing basketball when I was 5, so about 16 years. I obviously don't remember all the way back then, but my mom was telling me, like, 5 years old, they had me a Fisher-Price hoop, and ever since then I just had the ball in my hands. So that's when it really started, but I wouldn't say I took it seriously till about 8th grade. I went to a small Christian school, Martinsburg Christian Academy, on Route 11 up until 7th grade. And then I wanted to start taking basketball seriously, so I transferred to Spring Mills Middle School, went to public school, but I took basketball a little more seriously. And then after Spring Mills, then I was like, all right, like I'm not gonna be able to grow my game here. So I went to transfer to Hedgesville, played under Coach Church. Played there for a year, my freshman year of high school, and then just felt like that wasn't the best fit for me. And then Coach Sid and Coach Miller, who's now the assistant coach at Loyola University in Maryland, they wanted me to come to Grady, so I transferred there and played through my sophomore and senior year. So
What was it like that year playing under Coach Church? So you were a freshman. Did you play straight varsity? Did you play JV
I actually
varsity?
split time. I started off the season playing freshman, JV, and varsity. And then after the first game of freshman, they moved me up to just JV and varsity. So I played JV games, but I suited up for varsity games, but I think I played like maybe 2 minutes all year. So yeah.
What was it like going from Hedgesville to Grady? Was that your sophomore year, your first year?
Yeah. It's definitely different. Just the level of basketball in the DMV area with Grady, obviously in Baltimore Catholic, we play a lot of top schools in the country. It's definitely just a whole nother level. The speed of the game, the athleticism of guys, the strength of guys. It was definitely a change, but it's definitely something that I needed if I wanted to take my game to the next level. So I think that definitely helped me.
How long did it take you to adjust to the pace of, the Baltimore Catholic League from, playing, West Virginia high school basketball?
Yeah, I'd probably say the whole year. It's an adjustment period for sure. And then I played varsity my sophomore year, so we obviously had like a lot of, high-level players on that team. So it wasn't my time then. So I was getting the reps in practice and stuff, but I wasn't playing too much in the games. But I definitely just developed a lot that year. And then junior year, I had a bigger role. And then once all those guys that left due to like being seniors and stuff, the senior year was my time. But I would definitely go as far to say like if I didn't go to Grady, I don't think I'd be in position right now.
Why didn't you quit when when your minutes weren't there right away, transferring from public school to private school, and the coaches wanted you to come there, but you didn't really see time right away. What kept you going? Did you have doubts? Were you thinking about transferring again, or?
Yeah, I would say even when I transferred to Grady in the summer, I went to my first workout and I was like, yeah, I don't know about this. And even like the level of academics there, like the first day at Grady, like being in public school, like they don't really, it's not, the academics aren't taken as seriously as, at private schools. There was definitely some doubts where I was like, I don't know if this is for me. But I think it's in order to grow, you gotta get out of your comfort zone.
Sure.
Experience something that's, you're not used to, but a lot of times it's gonna help you grow and be the person, help you take the steps to be the person that you want to be. So I definitely think that helped me grow a lot.
For sure. You said practice, you got good reps. Was practicing against your teammates at Hedgesville compared to Goretti, like what was was it way harder? Was it just different? Did you feel like you could hang right away?
Yeah, for sure. Hedgesville, they're good players, but it was a lot different. At Hedgesville, you're more of like in a system. At Goretti, it was more, you were in a system, but
Played within.
You're playing within the system, but they give freedom to, like, a lot more freedom to their guys. Like, if you can make a play, like, they're not gonna take that away from you. Like, if you're a good shooter, they're gonna draw plays for you to shoot. If you're an attacker, you're gonna have the plays for you to attack. So I think just playing with guys that were able to play freely helped me get out of my comfort zone a little bit. Helped me a lot.
The class size difference from Goretti and public school. Mm-hmm. What was that like? Your sophomore year, being Hedgesville was probably 1,000 kids, 1,000 plus, to Goretti where it's probably like 200 kids in the whole school. What was that like?
It was different. It was definitely. I mean, I was kind of used to it because I went to a small private school from K-5 to 7th grade. They had about maybe 150 students, if that, in the whole entire school from K-5 to 12th grade. So I was kind of used to it, but it wasn't at that level of like, I was younger when I was at the small private school.
Sure.
And obviously it's a preparatory school, getting prepared for college. So the small classes, it was a lot different. I made a lot of friends that last a lifetime, so can't complain.
Was the schoolwork hard?
I mean, yeah, it was hard.
It was hard?
Compared to public school, yeah. It took me a little time to adjust. Once you get used to something and comfortable with it.
For sure. You grow out of that.
It scares you a little bit at first. You're like, yeah, like this is too much. But once I got used to it, it started to become more usual to me. So it definitely grew a lot.
So your first year at Goretti, if someone had told you that you were going to go play Division I school, get to the NCAA tournament, average almost 15 points a game, would you have believed it? Going through your circumstances of not playing that much, and
I mean, as someone that has those goals, always you know what you want. So like, you're not gonna tell yourself this is not for me. But I think if you were to other people, they'd be like, nah, like, you're crazy. Cause I didn't have any, and actually like, it started creeping in my mind a little bit as I got closer to graduating high school. After my 3 years, I went to my senior year, the summer of my senior year with no offers. And then I had one game, we played St. Francis Academy at DMV live period. And Coach Gallagher that was at Hartford at the time, is now at Manhattan College. We used to only play one time, we played St. Francis. I had a really good game, and a couple of days later he called me and said that I had an offer. So I didn't have any offers. I was mainly hearing from like D3 schools like Hood College. But yeah, I mean, as a hooper, you always have that confidence that like, I believe I can do this. I'm not gonna listen to what nobody says.
Definitely.
But I mean, you're human. Like, you're lying if you say like it didn't creep in your mind a little bit. It was hard to you just had to stay focused. And
so you really only played like a lot of playing time wise, only like 1 year of high school at Goretti. Mm-hmm. Other years you were kind of just like spotty minutes, getting in there, helping
rotational
out.
Guy up until my senior year, and then when everyone left, that's when I had the keys to the program.
So it's probably good that things went that way, because you got better. Even though you weren't playing a lot of minutes, you got better under guys. You got pushed, and then you were ready for that role. You know what I mean? So if you kind of went into the mindset that pouting that you're not getting playing time and not really taking advantage of what's really in front of you at practice, you probably wouldn't have been ready your senior year to take on that role of being like that leader.
For sure, you see that a lot with kids nowadays, like especially at like private schools or kids that want to go to, like, for instance, Goretti. kids in Washington County's areas, they'll go there for a year and then they won't be on the varsity, or they think they should be varsity. Like, it's not because you're not good enough, but it's just like you gotta wait your turn. Like, basketball is all about like who the coaches trust. If the coaches don't trust you, you're not going. Like, it's hard for them to play you. There's guys they're seniors that have been there for 3 years and have played under this coach. They trust them. It's not because you're not good enough. Like, your time's gonna come, but you just gotta like keep your head down, keep working, and wait your turn.
For sure. You know, when it came down to choosing your school out of high school, what made you choose Hartford?
It was my only offer.
It was your only offer.
Yeah, so I think it was a no-brainer for me. Like, I think after I got offered, I went on my unofficial visit. And, you know, whenever you're taking visits to schools and you meet with the coaches and you walk around campus, like you'll know if it's the right place for you. And for me at the time, it was the right place for me. So I think it was a no-brainer. On the visit, after the visit, I was talking to my mom and dad, like, I'm about to commit. Like, this is the place for me. Like, that's what you want. So I went into the office, talked to the coach, and committed there.
Was that your first time hearing about Hartford when they offered you?
Yeah, I never heard of them before.
Never heard of the school before?
Never before.
It's crazy. We had Rasan on a while ago, and he was talking about that he had never heard of South Carolina State before he attended the school. So it's kind of cool to, you know, do this basketball journey to, you know, find out about these, I guess, smaller schools that you've never really heard of, like growing up, you know what I mean? And then you kind of put that school on the map, you know what I mean? So like from this area, you're probably the only one that's ever gonna, you know, as of lately, you know, gone to Hartford University, played basketball there, you know what I mean? So a lot of people just know Hartford, they think of Briggs, you know what I mean? So that's crazy. Talk about your freshman year. You had a crazy freshman year.
I did.
Kind of. Was that the COVID season?
It was. Yeah, so that season was a lot mentally. You know, we went up there August, started the school year, but everything was limited, and especially like up north and like the New England area, it was a lot more strict with like the COVID rules and stuff. So when we got there, you had to wear a mask everywhere. Like, you couldn't be in someone else's room. It was just crazy, like, for basketball.
So you weren't out partying, is what you're saying?
Nah, I don't party anyways, but
you don't party anyway.
But like, just being away from, like, we weren't allowed to go home at all. I was there from August to March. Didn't see my family. Like, Christmas, we were at school. Thanksgiving, we were at school. New Year's, we were at school. So that was definitely hard, just not seeing the family. You know, first year I've been around my family for those holidays since I was a baby. Like, I lived in their house, so I think that was definitely the hardest part. And then, you know, just focusing on school and then just staying in the gym, getting better, and then trying to win a championship.
Were you nervous going into your freshman year, like basketball season, like practice-wise and everything like that?
Yeah, it was
new area.
Yeah, for sure. I'd never been up that way. In the first practice, it was a lot different. Like, I remember doing a drill, I'm like shaking a little bit. Like, it's the speed of the game and like the intensity of the practices. Grady prepares you for that, but
It was different.
there's still a whole nother level. So that was definitely like, I was like, okay, yeah, like, I really got to lock in here. Like, can't mess around.
Did you have like a welcome to college moment or welcome to college basketball moment? Your first practice or games? Somebody dunk on you or
Never that.
catch you shaking a
Never
little bit?
that. I know the first game we played at UConn. That was when James Bouknight was there, who was drafted. I think it was a lottery pick to the Charlotte Hornets. I only played the last 30 seconds, but just seeing like I'm on defense, they coming down the court and these guys are massive, like built, like it was different. And then, but my first like actually in-game like welcome to college moment was we was in the playoffs. I think it was the first round of the playoffs and we were playing Binghamton. And you know, I didn't play it all that year. I was like one of those guys that like last minute of the game, like coach, go get him, like
McClain, get in there.
McClain get in, like man, all right. So it was like we were up by like 10, I think, with like 8 minutes to go. I'm chilling. I'm not gonna play like clapping my teammates on. McClain, what? All right, go in there. So we on defense. This is a timeout.
So coach trusted you, even though you weren't playing that year.
Trusting me. But
Playoff game.
Yeah, playoff game. And so we on defense, and I'm going the shooter, like the best shooter. Like game plan, do not let him get any space. So guy drives, I'm in the gap. Turn my head. He go to the corner. So he kicked the ball to the corner.
Oh, you was ball
I'm recovering.
watching.
I'm recovering. Shoots it and 1-3.
And 1-3.
And 1-3, down by 6. Get him out of there. I was in there for like 30 seconds.
Yo.
I was like, yeah,
It's one thing you let the three just go, right? But you fouled him
I
too.
fouled him and won 3. And
Man, you was closing out crazy.
Oh, yeah, it had to. It had to. I can't get scored on
And you got subbed out right away.
right away. Like, that's the coach's livelihood. Like, the
Did you go back in?
No. I was done rest of the year. I was done rest of the year.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. If I was a coach and you wasn't playing all year, and like I'm trusting you some minutes, and you get a 4-point play on you, yeah, you gotta come sit down.
But it was a different, like,
You gotta come sit down.
yeah, I was ball watching.
Cause you look crazy.
I did look crazy.
You look crazy.
I look
You're,
crazy.
It's
I
like
looked
you're
even-
nervous. You just don't know what's going on.
It's just different. Like, it wasn't you, like,
I be
nothing.
like, yo, I gave this dude a full ride scholarship. You out here closing.
Chill. It's just different. Like, it's like practices. Yeah, like you can do your thing in practice,
Yeah,
but
the
in a
game's
game, it's
different.
a whole nother, especially let alone playoffs.
For sure.
So it's just something that it takes time to get used to.
For sure.
So
Y'all go on that year to win the conference championship. Talk a little bit about that, what that meant to you. Even though you weren't playing that much, that winning championships, especially at the college level. Talk a little bit about
first of all, shout out my man Austin Williams, Tracy Carter for carrying me to that championship. That was the easiest championship.
Just paying homage right now. Give me respect.
Homage. You watching this? Thank you. I got that ring for free. But yeah, it definitely meant a lot. First year, it was the school's first conference championship ever.
History.
Never been done before. First time going to NCAA tournament. So just being there and experiencing that with like the guys that have been there for years, like trying to, and then seeing the emotions of our coaches and stuff that have been there for 13 years, who a couple of seasons earlier was on the brink of being fired. Just to see him get the guys that were needed to win the championship, and then see it happening, and then just being in March Madness. We played in the Lucas Oil Stadium, the Cole Stadium, Baylor first game. Just being there was just an experience like you'll never forget. Just everything, you're there for a week. Just everything you get to experience, all the stuff you get.
Because you grow up watching March Madness games on TV throughout the whole day. Like that first day is crazy. Like all those games on, and you were a part of that. And
you on TV, and like some of my teammates are like in the other room getting interviewed by Sports Nation or ESPN and stuff. You see their faces on the screen there and getting interviewed and stuff. And then like printing out the bracket and seeing like your team on there.
It's crazy.
It's definitely a surreal moment.
That's crazy. Your first matchup in the tournament was against Baylor. How was that? Who went on to win the national championship, by the way?
Yeah, that was. We were in the game first couple minutes, and I think someone talked trash, and
they turned up.
It was over.
They turned up real quick.
Then. But that was definitely an experience, just being able to get in there and actually just play against them.
Play against
the big
like
stage.
That what ended up being the best team in the nation that year.
Yeah,
won the championship.
Actually got a couple of buckets at the end. Covered the spread.
How many you scored?
4.
4 points.
4 in the last minute. So 4 in the last minute.
4 points in the March Madness tournament, bro. No one can take that from you,
No one
dog.
can take that from me. So
Just a kid from Martinsburg, man.
For sure.
So after that season, you guys go on to win the conference championship, March Madness appearance. What was that next year like? What was that your sophomore season? What was that like? Did you get more minutes? Did you become a starter?
Yeah, so that year was different because right after we had just won the tournament, if I'm remembering correctly, my coach was in the hotel. We're about to leave to go back to Hartford, and it leaks that Hartford's going like they're trying to take us from Division 3 to Division 1 to Division 3. So I think that was a gut punch to like the whole program. I think we just like the coaches had just built.
So the next year coming, what was going to be the last year of Division 1?
2 years. So it wasn't going to happen until 2025.
Okay.
So 2024. So this past year that I was there was the last year of Division 1. But the following year after we won the tournament was the last year that we were eligible to play
in the conference.
Okay. So after that year, we're going to be independent.
Gotcha.
So
what was that like, the independent this year? Like you guys played a bunch of
we played a whole bunch of schools. We had a couple of like 2 Division 3 games, and then we played a lot of schools from like the NEC, schools like that. So we played a couple of good teams. Delaware played under obviously good. University of Penn, they were good.
So could you guys have made the national tournament?
We could have, but you had to
like
go. You had to go.
undefeated.
You had to be nationally ranked.
Okay.
So I mean that's hard to do especially when you're not playing against the top teams.
You guys were just playing everybody.
Yeah, we were playing anybody we could. We were just trying to fill games. But like I said, the following year after the NCAA tournament, which was the last year we were eligible, it was definitely different. There were some budget cuts within the program, so but we just all had the mindset like we're trying to run it back one more time for sure. But my role did increase a little bit. I think I went from playing 2 minutes to 14, 15 minutes a game. I got 2 starts that year, so just being able to build that confidence,
staying in it, just not giving up,
and just cherishing the moments that we had with our teammates. It would be the last year. After that year, everyone's gonna part their own ways.
So your Goretti start from your sophomore year, junior year, not playing as much, and then senior year kind of having a bigger role.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like how Hartford was for you. Not playing a little bit, and then this past year, leading scorer. 15 points a game at the Division I level is tough. That's hard to do. Just keeping that consistent. Even though you probably would take the wins over the points, but that's still individually that's a good accomplishment.
I mean, we definitely wish we could have got more in that win column, but obviously you want to get more wins, and you wish that under the circumstances that you were, you wish they were different. But at the end of the day, you just gotta, like those obstacles, you gotta adapt and just keep your head down. Just keep the main goal, not getting sidetracked, different things that don't matter. But I learned a lot this year as a person, and just going through all that adversity that, even though it wasn't the best year, we learned a lot, so I wouldn't change it.
For sure. What are some of your goals this next season at Manhattan? What do you want to do for yourself, and then what do you want to do team-wise?
Yeah, so I say team-wise, obviously get back to where we were my freshman year, win the conference and make another appearance in the NCAA tournament, and just build relationships with relationships within the community of Manhattan. My new teammates that I haven't met before. I'll see them July 5th as I go back up there. And then personal goals, just trying to improve. Definitely want to get that all conference. But I say that stuff doesn't really matter. Like when you focus on the things that matter, all that stuff will take care of itself.
It just comes.
Yeah.
So, what advice would you give to a kid who doesn't see playing time right away? What would you kind of tell them throughout what you've experienced?
Yeah, I'd say just keep your head down, keep working. Like, who cares what other people are saying? Like, I think that's something that is wrong with the people, or that this generation struggles with, is worrying about what people are saying, what the media is saying about them, what the recruiter is saying they're not getting offers, or all that stuff's gonna come if you put the work in. It doesn't matter where you're at, who you are. If you put in the work, it's gonna show. And if you can hoop, they're gonna find you.
For sure.
So I think that's just the biggest thing.
For sure.
Just keep
I feel like a lot of players and just people in general, sometimes they get caught up in listening to the wrong people and take it into what they're saying, and then their dreams turn into the other people's dreams that are, giving the advice, and you can't really be happy that way. So just, I guess, trusting in your abilities and what you bring to the table, and staying positive through the whole journey, ups and downs.
Yeah, just trusting the word that you put in, keep your circle small. Listen to the people that matter.
For sure.
Block out the ones that don't. There's a lot of people out here that will try to just use you for their own benefits.
For sure.
Forget them and just keep your circle small. Listen to the ones that really care about you, what's best for you.
Who are some guys through your basketball journey that have pushed you to get to where you're at today?
I definitely say my parents. My dad's the kind of guy that's whatever I wanted to do, whatever my dreams were, he was gonna help me do that, whatever it was. It doesn't matter how much money it costs. If I showed him that I was gonna actually put the work in, there's nothing he wouldn't do to help me not achieve my dreams. So definitely my parents, and then obviously my coaches that I've had, Coach Church, definitely made me tougher, for sure. Remember the days just spit in my face, and just yelling. You're not even trying to spit in your face, but they just yelling and spit in your face. And then, Coach Sid, Coach Miller, give me a chance at Goretti. And Coach Sid, whenever I needed to get to the gym, didn't matter what time of the day it was. So, Coach, can I get in the gym tomorrow morning before school? Yeah, what time? It'd be like 5. Like, all right, I'm there. Just doing whatever they could to make me better. So definitely them.
For sure. What are your plans this off season for yourself? What are you focusing mostly on? The weights, certain aspect of the game?
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to get bigger. For sure, I got to put some weight on, increase my athleticism, and then just making my shot more consistent. If you can't shoot the ball, it's hard to play. It's hard to play in college. So, and then obviously defense. Like if you can't guard, you're not gonna play well, no matter what you do.
Are you a lockdown defender yet?
I'm getting there. But definitely just get my weight up, keep my shot consistent, catching shoots off the bounce, and then definitely defense.
Do you do a lot of film study? Do you watch other guys like on YouTube, or do you break down your old game film?
Yeah, I like watching a lot of obviously Manu Ginobili. I feel like I got a little bit of his game in my game. You know that.
I don't know about
You know that.
I don't know.
I watched a lot.
Dude just compared himself to Manu Ginobili.
Nah,
I think that is
I say there's
crazy.
some similarities in the game.
Oh, wow.
And then I like watching Devin Booker. Cause Devin Booker, like he can shift you, but he's not one of those guys that shifty. He's gonna use his pace and the ball screen and stuff to get to his spots. He's not gonna do too much. He's gonna be one dribble, one move, go, get to his spot, bucket. And then a lot of Tyler Hero. I like Tyler Hero. He's just young in his confidence. Ever since coming to the league, he's just been unmatched. Not afraid to take big shots. So just watching them three really, yeah.
How do you balance your life now, being home? Do you work, or do you balance time in the gym? You know,
Yeah.
your social life?
Yeah, so I just got a job actually working my uncle's tire business. Shout out Country Roads Tire and Auto Service. If you ever need your tires changed,
Hit
us
those
up.
guys up, man.
Hit us up. And
5-star.
Just trying to I got to take summer classes too. So balancing that, getting in the gym, being able to make sure I can lift weights.
Can you tell the kids the benefits of taking summer classes and, getting stuff out the way during, the off season?
Definitely. I mean, nobody likes doing the class in the summer, and frankly, I didn't have a choice. I had to, just because all my credits didn't transfer over, so I got to be eligible for next year. But definitely, it makes it easier. You get to graduate earlier. Gives you a lighter load during the semester when you got like other things going on. So I definitely recommend it. I think the most you can take is like 2, so it's not too bad, but it does suck because it's in the
Really? When you help with your homework, bro, just hit me up. Let me know. I got you. I can tutor you, man. I won't even charge you. What's your favorite food?
Fettuccine Alfredo, grilled chicken.
From
broccoli.
where? From where?
Anywhere for real, but I really started liking my mom made it. Time before a game.
That's the go-to?
It was good.
Got you. What's your favorite genre of music?
Like country.
A specific artist?
Morgan Wallen.
Song?
I like Money on Me. Morgan Wallen.
Can't go wrong. What's your favorite movie?
I like The Hangover.
Can't go wrong. Which one?
One.
First one?
First one.
First one's the best one?
Yeah.
I feel that. Who's your favorite player in the NBA right now?
I'd say Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler. Like the way
You a Miami Heat fan? You being biased?
die hard.
Okay. How do you feel about that Game 5?
It's cool. It's cool.
Respect to Jokic and the Nuggets.
Because it's Dame time.
Oh, Dame's coming
It's Dame
to
time.
Miami. He's
Dame come to
leaking
Miami.
some shit.
Yeah.
Got you. What's your favorite thing to do besides basketball for like a pastime?
I play a lot of video games. I like to fish a lot too. I like to golf, but I don't get out.
In a world where we're trying to keep kids off the video games, you gonna say?
I play video games in my free time. But I like fishing and going golfing too, but I don't get out and do it enough.
Got you. What is your favorite vacation spot?
The beach. It don't matter.
It don't matter.
I like Myrtle Beach. Probably the best.
Got you.
That's probably just because I've been in the most of them.
You been out the country before? Never? You plan on it?
I want to. I want to go overseas and play.
You want to go overseas?
Yeah.
LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
LeBron James.
And why? I like your
Right.
answer, but why?
The best ability is durability.
Feel that?
He's been doing this for 20 years.
20
Ever
years.
since, and I think the thing with Michael Jordan and LeBron's we allowed, I say we, I wasn't even alive in that time, but
Okay.
people allowed Michael Jordan to go into greatness. Like LeBron James was expected to be great ever since he stepped foot in this
For
league.
sure.
Even when he was high school, and he's exceeded expectations by miles. All-time leading scorer, top 5 in assists all time, 4 rings.
He's got to be up there in rebounds too.
Yeah, he does it all.
Definitely.
I think the 3-1 comeback really solidified it for me. And the fact that he about to be 40 years old and still averaging 20, 25 plus, whatever it was.
With like 6 or 7 assists.
Yeah.
Where?
This is his ability to carry a team.
What would you be doing if you weren't playing basketball? Like right now, what would you be doing? in your life?
Probably working. I don't know where though. I got no idea where.
Gotcha. As long as you're doing something, bro.
Yeah, gotta make that money.
For sure.